Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV in first person with no HUD and stuff. So, the last thing that I was doing in this game was I need to do this solo duty out here in the quicksand. And while of course I'm doing this without a quest log, without a HUD, with no way to know where I'm going, I'm pretty sure I know the quest line from here on out, for the most part. So I should be fine to skip the cutscenes for the most part. You know, most of it. So let's see. First, talk to Painted Mesa, doing a solo instance. Got to beat up some thugs. And then it's funny because when I was thinking about like doing this, yes, it's skipping cutscenes. When I was thinking about doing this series, I knew that, like, I have comments that I feel like making about the whatchamacallit. Let me watch his feet in case he does an AoE. Like, I have comments that I want to put over certain cutscenes, but I'm already, like, so used to seeing them, especially from watching other people react to these cutscenes, that, what's your health bar? Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with just skipping most of them. Because if I already feel like I've seen it, then I feel like there's going to be this, like, this sort of internal pressure, and wow, that was really fast. Like, I feel like that first guy should have been a bit more tanky. But I was gonna say that the whole point of this cutscene, or this scenario that I'm in right now, is that this lady that was over here was accused of stealing some steak because she's poor and she couldn't possibly have been able to afford it. And then I get this flashback, or echo vision, whatever you want to call it, and it shows her buying the steak. But it focuses on like these two officials that are talking about like the state of affairs in Ul'dah and stuff, and then just at the very end, it's like, oh yeah, and she did buy the steak. So it's like, why did we need this whole flashback to prove that she was telling the truth, when we should have just believed her? Like, for the most part, it's not some crazy idea that she has some money that she saved up. But yeah, that's how it goes. And just skip. Because after this, I believe I should go back to the quicksand and talk to Momodi. Let's see, is that correct? Is that what I do? Yes, it is. And I think it's funny that I don't think they let you just be bald, like entirely bald, but then they do have those hairstyles that are mostly bald. And I always like this cutscene because, of course, if I had watched the first cutscene, or more of them, then this is basically an analog for. Or not analog, like a metaphor reference, I guess, to like the same cutscene that we had when we got here for the first time. And I think that's a really nice touch. Technically, it only really works if you started in Ul'dah, because then otherwise you would have had, whatchamacallit? You would have been speaking with someone else at the other towns for your intro cutscene, and then that would have just been like, oh, okay, there's a new adventurer or whatever. And it does show that, like, this isn't just, like, when people talk about how, like, oh, yeah, you're the Warrior of Light, but then what are all these other people? They don't explain it at all. Like, no, it's explained. You are just one out of a bunch of adventurers, and yes, theoretically, you are technically the Warrior of Light, and, like, of course, because you're the one playing that, it's portraying you as the main character, but they do acknowledge that there are a bunch of other people just running around doing pretty much the same thing you are. So it's not like super. It shouldn't be super immersion breaking that there's all these other adventurers running around and stuff, because they do address it. But anyways, just taking my little chocobo over to Horizon so that I can make my way over to the Waking Sands. And there's a variety of ways for you to get to the Waking Sands very quickly. Something they added relatively recently is you'll get these little vouchers that will fast travel you directly to the Waking Sands, which is super useful, and it's an amazing quality of life that I'm sure everyone was wishing for. Except for me, on this playthrough, I'm not using fast travel. I'm not using whatchamacallit, teleportation or return. So the fastest travel I've got is these chocobos. And unless I'm already in a city that I can quickly go to the airship lift, go to Limsa Lominsa, take the boat to Waking Sands, like, I don't think it'll be much faster unless I'm not like already in Ul'dah or something. Like if I'm in Gridania, then instead of going to Ul'dah, I'll go to Limsa Lominsa and then go to the Arcanist Guild and then take the boat, which still may or may not actually be faster, since I'll be walking to the Arcanist Guild from the airship landing, which I don't think it's too far. We'll have to see. I'm sure that situation will come up later. But so yeah, there's basically like the 3 ways now that you can get to Waking Sands. If you're in Ul'dah, you can just teleport to Horizon and then go west until you get up here. Or if you're in Limsa Lominsa, you can go to the Arcanist Guild and take the boat, and that'll get you there. But it also depends on like what your loading screen times are. Like if you're on the PS4 or just like a low spec computer or something, then the loading screens might make it a bit longer from having to teleport to Limsa Lominsa, use the Aetheryte to the Arcanist Guild, and then the loading screen for the boat. So that's already like 3 loading screens. But if you're already in Ul'dah, then just teleporting to Horizon is only 1 loading screen, and then being able to ride your chocobo and or fly, depending on what point in the story you're at, is much easier. And here's Tataru. And, you know, as great as Tataru is, I am going to skip the cutscene, because, like, because I'm already taking my time not fast traveling, I don't want to spend even more time just watching cutscenes. Like, I want to get through this game in a relatively timely manner, and yeah, skipping Tataru, and like I don't think I'll ever get over it. Like, my camera angle should not be this tall. I should be the same height as these Lalafels. But, anyways, what was I gonna say? Nope. This is too close. I was not paying attention. Skipped cutscene, which I'm sure everyone who does not like the A Realm Reborn voice actors will appreciate that I'm skipping these cutscenes. So now I can get retainers, but my teeth are fine. Ha 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 ha. Let's see.
You will help us.
Yeah, I guess I'll help. Quest accepted. I know I need to talk to Thancred. Is he in the room? Yes, he is. He's right here. And abductions, company is embarred. Pretty sure I need to go to Eastern Thanlan now. To go to... what's it called? It's like Dusk Stone or something. I don't know. Yes, skipping cutscenes again. I'm fairly confident I know what the quests are, so I don't feel like I need to watch the entire cutscene to know where I'm supposed to go. That has been the wrong decision in the past. But I mean, so far in like the last 2 quests, I've known where I was going, so I think that works out pretty well. And oh hey, I can actually just talk to this person so I can go directly here instead of to Horizon. Let's go to Ul'dah. And then I think I can go to Central Thanalan. Is this Western Thanalan? I think it is. So if I go to Central first, then I can get to East a little easier. I'll rent a Chocobo and then go towards Blackbrush Station. Or at least in that general area. Right? Yeah, because I have to go to the Unholy Air. Unless I can go a different direction. That might take me to the north side of the Southern Thanalan. The part that's east from Central Thanalan, which of course you would think is Eastern Thanalan, but I think it's a little different. So my goal for today, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 hours or so, I would like to get to I would like to get to Ifrit. And as I say that, I remember I have to warn anyone watching these. I'm going to be technically spoiling the MSQ by talking about what I'm just about to do in a few minutes. So I feel like it's a bad habit that I have in this series, is that I'm constantly saying what I'm about to do, which is, again, like I just said, spoiling it for anyone that doesn't know what I'm about to do. But it is important. It's good for me to say it and hear it and know what I'm doing rather than just stumbling around blindly, because especially if I'm streaming and just speaking what's on my mind or whatever, like not really thinking too hard, more just spouting nonsense to fill the void, then it can be very easy for me to forget what I'm doing and not pay attention to something on screen. So that's why I need to be talking about what I'm going to do so that I can keep it in my mind and know what's happening. So if you've not played this game, if you don't know what the MSQ is all about, I would not recommend watching this as your first experience, especially because I'm playing it in first person with no HUD, and that's a very different visual experience than what you will most likely see. Unless you want to follow along and do this. Maybe just like minimal HUD is probably a good idea. Like the quest log is probably a good thing to keep. But even if you did keep it off, like not have your quest log on, theoretically you could just press M to open the map. But I'm specifically not doing that because I like to challenge myself for some reason. Because I have gone through the MSQ multiple times. Not the entire MSQ, but specifically these opening bits, because especially when I was first getting into the game, I was what is known as an altaholic for just constantly making alternate characters and trying out different classes and races and stuff, which understandably you don't really need to. It's not advised to have a bunch of alternate characters, because you can play all jobs and classes and stuff on the same character. But theoretically, if I want to play as a different race, I could use a Fantasia. But if I'm barely starting out in the game and I'm not really sure if I like playing as one particular race or another, then it might be better just to make a little alt in the first couple hours. Not too far along. If you're like 30 hours into the game, you should probably stick with that character. But yeah, when I first played this game, I spent a lot of time just replaying the first few hours of the game as a bunch of different characters and stuff. And especially because, again, when I first started, I didn't realize at what point I was going to be able to move to the other cities. So it was more like my Gridania character, my Limsa Laminsa character, my Ul'dah character. And especially nowadays, you get to that point very quickly. Like, especially if you know what you're doing, then it's like within the first hour or two. And yes, I am in Southern Thanalan. Part of me wants to stop and talk to the Chocobo porter, so that I can like get my I say like air quote fast travel. Ooh, that looks really cool. Is that a level 50 monster? Oh no, that's a fate. Interesting, but you know, I could probably take that guy. Because I think I am around level 25, which, speaking of, I probably should have done the Pugilist quest from earlier. Though, if I remember correctly, which I probably do not, I don't think you learn any other moves for your job / quest. Yes, I could take that guy in a fight. I don't think you learn any more moves as part of your class quests, maybe until level 30, if even then. So I shouldn't really need to be doing them as they come out until I get to like level 45 even. But I will try to do them, try to keep up with them a little bit. And I won't even be able to become a monk necessarily until not only at level 30, but there's, I think it's called like microfishing or microbrewing, one of the two, is the name of the quest, the main scenario quest that you need to get to in order to ascend to your job. Is this class quest? Is this yeah, I think that's like a job quest or something, because those are specifically named enemies, so I don't think I'd be able to help them. I remember, I'm still on my chocobo right now that I rented from the chocobo porter. So you go over here, talk to this dry bone, that's what it was called. I can't while I'm mounted. There we go. Talk, unlock that porter. Alright, and then jump. Woo. Break my ankles. My brinkles. Isambard, that's his name. Complete. Talk, unsolved mystery. Blah 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 blah. Eastern Road. Amalja. Yeah. Oh, someone invited me to their free company, so I got the active help for it. Unfortunately for them, I shall not be joining any free companies on this character. Like, maybe, if enough people start watching, I could make my own free company, but not gonna join anyone else's, since I'm clearly not chatting with anyone while I'm playing. So let's see, should be some Amalja. There we go. And do I have... Yes, I do have my AoE attack. Just kind of walk around. I keep getting my buttons mixed up in my head. Alright, talk, talk, talk. Or, not talk. Retrieve the ripe corpses. That's not talking. Let's see. I like being in first person and being able to see these guys. Like, when you're all zoomed out and stuff, it's hard to really see all the details. Like, I didn't even realize that these guys have, like, such large eyes. These guys' eyes are large. It looks cute. Like, from a distance, I just kind of see the top of them and, like, the spikes and stuff. But actually seeing them up close makes them look a little more comical. But anyways, let's see. So now I head back. Do I talk to Isambard again? If not, I'll have to go up to the graveyard. Yeah, it's one spiky boy. I understand that you can get minions, and Arcanists can get like the whatchamacallit, like the carbuncle pets. But it would be cool if there was like a limited job that could actually like tame the monsters and have them as pets, kind of like, you know, Pokemon or whatever. So let's see. Now I need to do what? Yes. Okay. I think. Okay, I only vaguely read that. I think I need to go up here to talk to the people up here at the church. Right? Probably. It's not too far if it's wrong. Let's see, because I mean, if I've already got the ripe corpses, the cemetery seems like the next stop. Let's see, the Church of Saint Adama Landama. This is not the right spot. Can I talk to you? What do you say? So many tragedies, calamity, blah blah blah. Let's see. I think it even said like between the Black Shroud and Thanalan, which I don't go east yet. Like, and I'm already in East Thanalan, but like I might go up to the bridge, but I know I don't cross the bridge because that's a higher level area. Let me speak to him one more time. Oh, you know what? I think I do know where I'm supposed to go. But let's see. This camp lies on the road between Blackshroud and Old Dal. You'll find several places to note, blah, blah. Courses around. Yeah, so he wasn't actually talking about the quest. He was just talking in general. Oh, but I was thinking it'd be cool to have a limited job that acts like, almost like the Blue Mage. But instead of using the monster spells, you just speak with the monsters and or not speak with you tame the monsters and then have them use their attacks. But now I remember. I thought I might have to go in and talk to that guy, but I wasn't sure if it was now or later. Okay, am I done talking? Okay. Because I gotta speak with these common folk and they'll be like, what? No, I'm not telling you. What are you, the cops? And then like, okay, well fine then. I'll dress up all ragged and poor and stuff like you guys. And then you'll talk to me. Because clearly you only recognize clothes and you don't realize that I'm still the same person you were talking to. But anyways, so talk to him. And of course, if you didn't catch it, if you're not familiar, this guy in here, Ungust, the disgusting guy, is the one that assaulted what's her face? The person who was trying to buy the steak and that we couldn't possibly believe without seeing an echo flashback. But talk to Isambard. I should probably get some armor. And I leveled up again. Woo! Talk to Marcus. I think that's. Hold on. Can't blah blah blah. Black Shroud. Before I go up, because I think now I need to go up to the thing. But let me just take a peek in here in case I need to talk to someone else. No. I will say I do wish I could see the cooldown on sprint, or like auto sprint, like all the time, everywhere, as soon as it's ready. That would be nice. It would be incredibly inefficient, but it would be better than just not using it because I don't realize it's off cooldown. Now let's see. Because here we go. Talk to this mysterious robed man who does not speak much, which actually, you know, it's funny because I can, like, once you know, like, it's not a very clever disguise. To talk to you in here. No. I should have read what he said. I really should have started like a counter for all the times that I say like, oh, I should have read that. And just hop up the fence. I know at some point I need to go back there because Marquez is like, oh, someone's watching me and stuff. Sprint. Let's see. Now, do I talk to you? Nope. As always, I don't know Where to go? Yes, I need to read. I need to read. Do I go through here? Is that where I need to go? Because I know Thancred shows up at some point. But where? No? Let's see. Did I already check in here again? Yep. I don't think I need to go to the Silver Bazaar yet. I think that's what it was called. It's like the other area, a little more north of here. Do I talk to anyone in here? Not yet. No. Alright, well, let me try one more time back up at the cemetery area. The cemeteria. And then I'll check my map. Which I don't want to have to rely on checking my map, but in order for me to not rely on that, I need to actually pay attention and read. And I'm not sure which one I would rather do. I think it's up here, because I think I need to prepare the body. Is it? No, it's not up here. It's up there. Can I make this jump? Oh, yeah, parkour. Yes, it is right here. I knew it. Just place that down. Did I... Oh no, embalmed corpse? Did I press that just a second too soon? Yes, I did. Okay. And then treat the embalmed corpse, I mean. Make the jump. Oof, that was close. Don't always make that. Yeah. Just imagining the NPCs seeing me scuttle in and out random places trying to find the quest. Yeah. Sister Aursen. I need to speak with. Aursen. I hear you've done service. You're seeking dry bone inhabitants. Calamity over the living. Marquez. Do I speak with him again? He was... Seeming to go to Isambard. That's it. Gotta talk to him. I'm taking this Lalafell to Isambard. And by this Lalafell, I mean me, because I'm a Lalafell. In case that wasn't abundantly obvious. You can kind of tell by the sound of my footsteps when I'm sprinting. I don't think the other races run this fast. You take such tiny steps. Alright, blah blah blah. There comes Thancred. I'm pretty sure he gives us the disguise now, which means I can skip the cutscene and... No. Okay. Maybe... talk to you one more time. Okay. For the children. Child, Arsene activity. Okay, so now I gotta talk to Arsene again. I always feel like I'm saying arson when I say that. Yes, I'm a little popito. Come on, sprint, 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 sprint. Is it ready? Is it ready now? Can I sprint now? No? Come on. How long? There we go. It's like a 30-second cooldown, or maybe 1 minute. I'm not sure. I think it's like 1 minute cooldown. And then I'm sprinting for like 30 seconds. Or maybe 20 seconds. 10 if I'm in combat. Arsene! Where is Arsene? Ah! I thought I was supposed to speak with her. Because they mentioned her. And I don't think it gave me the outfit that I'm supposed to camouflage in. So... is this where I go to the Silver Bazaar? Because I thought that was later. No, actually I think it is now. Let's see. think I go up here to the north. Maybe you'd know if you if I read. I did read some of those words, so I did read. I just did not read enough. Some of those words were read indeed. Now I could go up that way, or I could jump the fence, run past these imps, and go this way. Oh boy, he's a biggin. If I get too close, even if I don't attack him, he'll still kill me. Which would not be ideal, considering would not be ideal considering I do not have my home point on this map. Which you could say is something I should do. That is a thing you could say. If I attune to these aetherites so that I can make them my home point. But the kind of idea that I'm running on here is that I'm not using any aetherites, which will surely not come back to bite me when I'm in like Stormblood and then I get sent back over here to Ul'dah or something. Or even like, what's it called? Golden Bazaar, that's what this place is. Silver Bazaar is in Western Thanaland. But yeah, if I am in Shadowbringers and I end up dying and being sent back to Ul'dah, that would be quite a trek indeed. Definitely, well, no, I was going to say not a canon one. But, so where am I going? Right now I'm going all around the Golden Bazaar looking for people to speak to. Because I think that's part of my quest. I'm pretty sure it was more than just that one that I had to talk to. Unless it was that one, and now I go over here. Yeah, I do go over here. I knew this was the next step, I just didn't know I was on the next step. Just gotta save our send from Amalja? Or... the Rotting Mage! Just give him a good 1, 2, 3. Good old 1-2 punch. 1-2 Falcon Punch! Yeah. See, I knew what I was doing. Okay. Just making sure there was no more enemies before I started aiding her. Yeah, God. I spoke with a child. Blah, blah, blah. She walked off this way. I'm going this way. Because that's obviously where I need to go. I don't need to read. I just need to see where they walk and then follow. And yeah, good luck with that, guys. You're doing great. Keep up the good work. You'll get them this time. Yeah. Definitely this way. There's no one in here. No one to talk to. If it's not here, then it's back at the church, probably, or maybe Isambard. Probably Isambard. That would make sense. I should go back to Isambard. Higher Chocobo Porter, Camp Drybone. It'll be so quick. I'll get there lickety-split. And then no one will be any the wiser. Let's see. This place... I was about to say, this place really is a desert. Like, as if that was at all in question. I do like seeing these crystals all over here. They look dull at the moment, but I know that they glow in the night. I don't know if they change their color at any point during the main scenario quest, like after a certain amount of progression or anything. But yeah, I know where I'm going. Totally. Totes my old goats. Oh hey, that person was riding one of the cooler mounts, one of the ones that was just added. Okay, you can drop me off now. I'm back. You don't. Okay. Can Can I see? Yes, aha! I knew it was Isambard the whole time. No questions here. Alright, Golden Bazaar, Mementos of Orphans, blah blah. Just get some money. I'm all to wrong places. In room, Sister Arsene, make full recovery, some evidence regarding disappearances. Alright, okay, was I supposed to talk to her first? Or... or was I supposed to get the evidence and then talk to her? Yeah, I did not read that. Okay, she does show up at some point in these rooms. Probably in that room right there. So, I do know I need to go in here at some point. Now, let's see. Because, like this person, I need to be wearing those clothes when I speak to the poor people. Now, I don't know when I'm supposed to get those clothes and speak with those poor people. So the only thing to do is to run back to Arsene, I think. And of course, if it's like in there, it's in that one building that I didn't go in. So I checked like every other door. Because I know I need to go to the Amalja camp to the southeast. But that's after I've already talked to Thancred and I'm already in my disguise, I think. Because I think that's what's up. Let's see. What's in here? Still no Arsene. Where's the door? Should have read that. Let's see. I mean, I could just wait around and follow that person and just stalk them like a hyena and wait for them to catch up to me in the MSQ and then follow. Because right now they just talk to Marquez, so then they go in, they speak with Arsene, and then they're going back to Isambard. Oh hey, they made that jump. But, I mean, that's already like 1 or 2 quests behind me. So they're already going to have to go back and redo stuff. Is it someone over here? No. No, that's later. I could try to speak with good old Thancred. But I could have... Did they say that they brought Arsene over to a in-room over here? An in-room? Alright. Let me speak with you again. He's not going to say anything new. Nope. I already checked in those other rooms. Nothing over there. Okay, so now I'm going to go east because at this point I think I'm supposed to be looking for evidence or clues of a guy in a mask, or that might have been later before I go to Southern Thanalan, because of course I have to come back here later, so I'm getting some of the quests that I had to do then mixed up with what I have to do now. But I know I do go up here at some point. So let's see if it's now. It's a really interesting design for a windmill. I like it. Let's see. No, because I think the quest person would have been right there. So I don't think it's here. Let me just check up on the bridge real quick. The high bridge. The hello bridge. This is cool. It would be hilarious if it let me just like jump off right there or something. Respawn me back up top or something. Alright, so I have definitively ruled out nearly every spot that I know to check. The only thing I can think of is if we do go to the Emolja place with Thancred before we get the disguises. But I could have sworn we would have gotten the disguises already. And they can't have taken that quest out because I saw that other guy in a disguise. So, like the weathered shepherd's clothes. Should be up here. But I'm pretty sure Thancred would have told me to come meet him over here. It may have possibly been faster to just follow that other person instead of trying to investigate on my own. Let's see. Because eventually I'm going to need to meet him over by that tree. Aha, this tree! I knew it! I knew it the whole time! Yep. No question whatsoever. Speak with Thancred. Then just break in here. Go all secret agent style. Even though I may already be... no, I'm at level 28, I don't think. So, they'll still attack me if they see me. And I'll just sneak on in here. Go around back. And check out this, this leaflet. Sneak around behind you. Secret Agent Lalavel. Secret Agent Popoto. Just go all the way around. Not even a single clue that I was here. Wham. I'm amazing. Alright, did I find anything? Yes, I did. Alright, so now I go back to Camp Drybone. I did read where he said Camp Drybone, so I know I'm gonna go there. And I'm like pointing my finger at the chat, at, like where I have my chat on my screen. Obviously you can't see that, but yes, now I'm going this way. I go back to Camp Drybone. This is where I get my disguise and talk to the people if they have seen any other leaflets, and then I meet with someone, and then that's where, you know, the story progresses and stuff. The whole Marquez thing that I was mentioning earlier is later. And then the Masked Man is also later. Oof, my ankles. What? What do you mean there's not a quest here? I was supposed to go back to Camp Drybone. Okay, now is it the time where I go in here? 'Cause I swear, I know these quests. I just don't always know the order of them. This is much later in the quest. This is around level 50. What level are you? Haha, level 49. Haha, I knew it. I knew it. There we go. See? I told you she'd be here. Alright, okay, good. I was like, what did she just say? The plot thickens! Our culprit, worthy adversary. Yep. And then I go back out to Isambard. Yes, Isambard. Also, I know I'm saying it like Izinbard, but it's Izembard. Izembard. Are these better? Nope. Talk, dress to deceive. That's where we get our outfits. I'm just gonna skip. And then they should have given me the garments. Now where should I change? Is there is there like a dressing room? Can I just jump behind the counter real quick? Back in this storehouse, you guys can't see me. Shh, don't tell them I'm in here. Changing. Alright. Let us speak. I forgot it was already here. This person's name. Alright. So that's one person down. Talk to Swainhilt. And I know that I don't need to read this one before you would say anything. I don't need to read these quest dialogues. Adelstan. Because I am just gathering information from them, and then I have to talk back to Isambard. And that'll be fine. It'll be fine. And yes, a naked Popto in the store closet. Only briefly. I'm a quick change artist. And then there's one person up here, which is always confusing when you're using the minimap because there's someone in the store down below and then someone on top of the store. So it can be very confusing on the minimap, which is where my excellent expertise comes in. Alright, kindly priest. So now I go back to Arasen? Yes? Possibly? Maybe? I might just be wasting time by running over here. But when do I not? And I love the look of that. This game is very visually appealing. With all the way the light reflects off of things, or I mean the shadows get cast off of things and stuff. It is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Now let's see. Quest! Ah, dang it! There's not a quest in here. Or like next quest step or whatever. Yeah, I was probably just supposed to talk to our Sen in the in-store place back here. Or do I meet him in that spot already? I think I meet him over there. Let me just double check real quick, since I'm already right here. Get a good look in here. Double check. Nope, okay. So now I meet him back around the area that, around the area I saw him last time by the Amalja camp. Not in the same spot, but should be pretty close, I think. Over around these trees, or around here, I think. I'm like 90% sure that this is the next step. It might be the step after this step, but it should be close. No? Is it not? Is it not here? Examine level 50, so yeah, probably not related to the quest I'm doing. Oh, look, there he is. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. Talk. And then again, I obviously know what's going to happen. I confront Ungust. And then it's all like, oh no, it's not me, guys. It's not me. I'm just a poor little victim like everybody else. I'm just gonna go talk to someone else right now, and then that's gonna be it. So, what was next? I need to call this like MSQ Savage or something because I'm not paying attention to the MSQ. I really expected myself to be just watching the cutscenes and reading things a lot more than I actually am. Especially because I've made it so far without reading the cutscenes that clearly the cutscenes are just a hindrance, and I can intuit everything perfectly. That's what's happening. Talk to them in here. Not yet, but I do at some point. Let me just go back and check all the old places. See, I'm glad that this is at least like a small-ish area. I'm not like running over all of Limsa Liminsa or something. Like, oh gosh, the I think it's Middle Lanasia or Central Lanasia or something. The one that's really tall, tall and thin. That map is just the worst. There's not even any aetherites that are useful in that area. Not that I would be using aetherites anyways, but you know. Now, is there a quest in here? There's still not a quest in here. Okay, so I talked to Thancred. Oh yeah, look, they're glowing. The crystals. They do indeed glow. I don't think I go up here yet. I thought I was supposed to talk to some soldiers first. Maybe they just streamlined some of that stuff? Because I heard that they were streamlining some of the quests and stuff, but I don't know how much that actually affected things. Because I know at some point I go up here. I probably could have taken the chocobo up to the Golden Bazaar. I really thought that I did not need to read that cutscene, which is so unlike me. But it should be up here. Yeah. 'Cause I need to do something in here. It's not the right place. And now I'm being attacked. Let's see. Do I talk to someone at the Golden Bazaar? That sounds right. But is it? And I am so close to my goal for this episode of getting to Ifrit. And then I'll probably play a little bit longer after that, since we got here so quickly with no hiccups whatsoever. Not seeing any quest people. Let's see. Chocobo Keep. Take me back to Camp Drybone. And then I think I might just use my map if I can't find where I'm supposed to go. Let's run past the fate. I'm sure you guys will handle it. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Because when I spoke with Thancred and Ungust, then he would have tried to like slyly recruit us or something after he realized his mistake. So I'm pretty sure if I go back to the place where I saw him the first time, let me just dismount here. It's fine. It's close enough. Let's see. Because I don't think I went back in here. Nope, not here. Okay. Let's see. Where should I check my map? Because I want to restrict how much I can check my map. I don't want to simply like check it every chance I can. Just want to hide off in a corner. Where am I going? Not even on this map. That's my quest is not even here. Did I need to go back and speak to Minfilia? I do. I need to return to the Waking Sands. Of course I need to return to the Waking Sands. I always need to return to the Waking Sands. Alright, will this chocobo keep take me back to Ul'dah, or will it only take me to the Golden Bazaar? It'll probably only take me to the Golden Bazaar. And that's right, because now of course that I'm realizing that I need to go back to the Waking Sands, that is this first place where it gives you... I can't go back to Ul'dah. That is the first place where it gives you the tickets to go back to the Waking Sands. So let's see. Right now, it is 1:39, and let's see how long it takes to get to the Waking Sands on foot. Not even with my own mount, but with the hired chocobo porters. Now, when I go through here, I think I will be on the same map with Horizon. So I'll probably just dismount and then run across the bridge, and then take that chocobo porter over to the Waking Sands. And that'll be a little faster. This is not the entrance I thought I'd be coming out of. This is not where I thought it was going to be. That music, though, it's pretty cool. And I was thinking about turning off the music. One, so I could hear the sound effects of my own attacks easier, so that I know like what I'm doing. But then also like potentially for copyright reasons. But I don't think anyone's really had too much of an issue with this game and copyright and stuff. And you know, if there is an issue, that's fine. It's fine. Now let's see. Should I just run from here? Yeah. I might as well just run. I'll just book it the old Popoto way. Run it along the train tracks. Are they still called trains in this game? I know there are things that are called normal things, but I mean, if they call miles malms and yards yalms, inches ilms, then who knows what they call trains in this day and age. Although I think they do call it a train yard, so that, you know, would imply that they are trains. That would be pretty funny if they were not called trains, but it was still a train yard. Look at those stars. It actually kind of makes me think of Elden Ring. It's kind of funny. But anyways, sprint. On one hand, I think it's funny that these guys have like an axe beak and that neck flap thingy. I'm like, why would you use your face as a weapon? But then I think of the woodpeckers that literally use their face as a weapon. Not quite weapon necessarily, but like a tool. I remember reading like ultra facts on Tumblr that woodpeckers use their tongue to wrap it around their brain when they, you know, attack a tree or whatever, like in order to lessen the impact on the brain. It's really interesting. Am I going to get hit by that? Yep, I got hit. I got body slammed. Now let's see. So it'd be kind of interesting if they tried to like work it into the lore in some random flavor text side dialogue that those axe beaks like wrapped their tongue around their brain to prevent brain damage from using their face as a weapon. It's kind of funny. So I suppose most birds technically use their face as a weapon. Like, sure, they have claws or talons or whatever, but I suppose their beaks are usually the things that they attack with. Vesper Bay, that's what it's called. Like, obviously, yes, I am going to the Waking Sands. But, yawning. I am going to the Waking Sands, but the area itself is called Vesper Bay. Remember to drink water and hydrate and stuff. Very important. Alright, so I'm going to be talking to Minfilia, and then You mean anyone can use their face as a weapon, especially rhinos. That's a good point. I think I remember, like, I remember reading when I was young that, like, the horn on a rhino, I think they said it was made out of hair, but they might have just meant it's made out of the same materials that you make hair out of. Like the same proteins or whatever, which is really interesting. Like, because of course we think of hair as just, tiny strands and flimsy and easy to cut or rip or whatever. But if you use whatever hair is made of and just make a lot of it really dense, like a nail, that makes much more sense than calling it hair. Yeah, that works. God. I really wish the pressing 0 on the numpad would accept the inputs and say yes instead of no by default. Oh, life materia and everything. Let's see. This feels like such a weird place to add in materia. I get that if Ifrit was very difficult at this point in the game, then it would make sense that you really want to teach your game audience about materia and let them know how to get their weapon stronger for when Ifrit comes in and has that what's it called, DPS check with the Ifrit's nail. But yeah. Speaking of nails, let's see. Let's take you to Central Thanalan. So I guess Ul'dah is gonna have to work. Oh yeah, and what time is it? 1:46. What time did I say it was? 39. So it took like 7 minutes to get to to get to Vesper Bay on foot. Yeah, it does take a while. These people using their actual mounts rather than the rented chocobo. I say these people, and it was just one person. But, oh yeah. So this quest is about taking a knife to Munimix and getting him to teach me how to infuse it with materia, or have him infuse it with materia, I think. Because I think only craftsmen, disciples of the land, or disciples of the hand, can affix materia to a weapon. Meld materia, I think is the right word. I guess both work. Right, so in my experience, you do not need a single piece of materia until you reach max level, and only if you're trying to do really difficult content. Like, if you're just doing casual, normal main scenario quest dungeons and trials, you're not even doing any normal raids even. I mean, even with normal raids, you don't even need materia. Sure, of course, extra stats are always helpful, but it's not required to meet DPS checks. It's in my experience, it's really only for like savage raiding and ultimates that maybe some extreme trials, like specific ones, maybe you might want to use materia to upgrade your gear, but it's really not important. Like, it's not such a huge difference that it's required for anything. What's really important is understanding the job's abilities on your hotbar and knowing which order or what kind of priority you should be hitting them in, what the timing is. That's really the most important thing to be aware of. And when I'm playing this and I can't see my hotbars and I'm just doing my best, can't see my buffs or debuffs or anything, obviously that's going to be suboptimal. And this dude looks really cool. Or chick? This person? That is really cool. What axe is that? Oh, it's a Reaper Radiant Warside or Moonward Crux. It is very cool. Let me bow. And then hide the log window. And alligator. Lolladile. That's funny. Alright. Let's see. Gotta always take a minute and appreciate other people's glams. Because it is very cool. Now let's see. That was a person that was just starting out, I think. Back in their normal starting adventurer clothes. Where was I going? Correct, Blackbrush Station. Though, I'm not going directly to the station, so I will rent a chocobo. Can't wait to get my own chocobo. Will most likely just put it on my hotbar. Because I definitely do not have enough buttons to not have enough room for the chocobo on my hotbar. I have sprint on my hotbar, like, it's fine. And speaking of sprint, I do wish that there was still a way to sprint on your mount. Even that would just make things feel a lot nicer, in my opinion. I know that there's probably been some kind of discussion in the gaming world, or the MMO world, about how Guild Wars 2 does mounts. Like, each of their kinds of mounts have very different functionalities. Like, some jump really high versus jumping really far forward. Some run really fast. Only some of them fly to a certain degree. And I don't think any of them fly as freely as 14's mounts, or most MMO's mounts that fly. It's more like gliding with a really good jump, I think is how it works. I haven't actually done it myself. This is the wrong way. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. Apparently World of Warcraft is trying to copy that idea a little bit with the dragons. And of course, I don't think every other MMO should strictly copy exactly the same thing or anything like that. But it would be nice to see some variety in the mounts. Though I can see how you want to balance the mounts, and the coding on that would be difficult, and all that kind of stuff. Utamix, give Minfilia's dagger. Then he's all bubble and pop and stuff, and voila! And now, now I leave. That was all I needed to do here. And now I need to make my way all the way back to Vesper Bay. I do kind of wish that I would just use the Aetheryte ticket and get back, because I'm not using the spell teleport. I'm not using an Aetheryte technically. Like, I don't show up at an Aetheryte, so I'm not technically using the Aethernet. But I have made these rules, and until I am convinced otherwise, I shall abide by them. Let's see. Do I want to go back? Because this is where I was at when I jumped off the Chocobo to make my way to Vesper Bay. So, might as well follow in my last footsteps on my way back to Vesper Bay, on the Vesper Bay way. And again, there's a lot of different ways. Well, like 3 different ways that you could get to Vesper Bay. And I'm taking probably the absolute slowest. I'm curious how much faster it would have been if I did use return, or like let a monster kill me and then return to the Aetheryte in Ul'dah, take an airship to Limsa Lominsa, and then go down to the boats and take it to Vesper Bay. I don't think it would have been faster, because again, loading screens, and especially if I am still walking through the town rather than taking the Aethernet, then it could take a while. And I mean, a few minutes here or there is not a big deal, because I am really close quest-wise to Ifrit, which I said like 10 minutes ago, like 15 minutes ago maybe. But I'll get there today, and that's what matters. That dude doesn't even have arms. that bird thing, the axe beak. I know it has another name that it goes by, but can't remember it at the moment. What do they call it? Hammer beak? Well, okay, that's not really a hammer, but I get you. But yeah, they don't even have arms. At least they have legs. Unlike snakes. Although apparently, a thing I heard about snakes is that, I don't know if it's every snake or specific snakes, but probably all snakes, that they have like a very specific type of joint on their on their ribs that essentially makes their ribs like move like a centipede almost. So they're basically like a centipede with an endoskeleton instead of an exoskeleton, like a fat centipede. Wow, you can't just say they don't have arms. So technically snakes have all the arms and all the legs. They've got hundreds of them, probably dozens at least. So that was interesting. I mean, they obviously don't use them exactly the same way as legs and arms and stuff, but it's interesting to think about. Let's see, to Vesper Bay to get me there just like a little bit faster. Like, the mounts aren't even incredibly fast compared to walking. Flying is quite fast compared to walking, but these mounts are nothing too special. Not to say that I don't prefer riding on a mount rather than walking, because it's definitely faster. And to think this could have been done like that if I had just used Aetheryte. But imagine the people in this world that actually have to go around traveling, and like the way that the time in game works with like the day and night cycle and everything, like their days are only like an hour long in our time, like something around that, about that. So it's also very interesting to me to think about just how much time in terms of actual days it actually takes for them to get anywhere. It would be really interesting to see people like map out based on time, and then like, how do you do that? I was gonna say like to measure the distance and time to figure out to figure out the speed. I was laughing at chat. Oh hey, Estrela's in there. But anyways, what was I talking about? Trying to figure out distance based on speed and time and such, but then to convert that into the actual in-game time rather than what we see, because that wouldn't really work because the proportions would be all off. Like the height and the distance would be mismatched, kind of. Okay, so now I need to go to Drybone again. So I go all the way back. Kind of wish that they skipped that cutscene about materia. I mean, not cutscene, quest about materia. I understand that it's good to know about materia early on, because you can extract materia from your equipment as you gain spirit bond with it, and you can build up a lot of materia, transmute it into better materia, do all that kind of stuff. Like, it is important to be aware of, but man, do I just not use materia as I'm leveling. Like, at max level, yes, I do have quite a few materia, but yeah, that's it's gonna be a no from me. Did not mean to click on learn about chocobos. Ulda. I'll just go the old-fashioned way. Well, by old-fashioned, I just mean back to Ulda and then to Camp Drybone. Oh, but I was gonna say, yeah, it'd be interesting to see someone go through and do the maths on how much distance there is between all of this area, because it would be different from the height, because if you were to go based on the time in game versus the distance you travel, then you would be going very fast, because the time is much quicker and you're traveling the same amount of distance, so distance over time and all that. That was weird. The colors on that mount kind of flashed a little different. That was interesting. So like if you go, well, you could also, like, I almost want game theory to do a theory on this just so that I can torture them by having them do all this math. If you take the height of your character, because that is a known height in the character creator, you can see how tall your character is, and then just like take screenshots and stuff to kind of tip that character over, and then use them like a measuring stick to see how far that you go when you run, and then like see how far you run within an in-game hour, and then that's like how many malms or inches or whatever you go per hour. But then again, like that means that you're going really fast, right? Like because of how fast the time is. But then that would make everything really huge if you were to compare that to Earth time. Like, let's say you go like, I don't know, well, I was going to say 10 malms an hour. That's not actually that fast. But like walking 10 malms an hour. Or, no, wait, you would be going slower? Wait. Because distance over time, distance divided by time. So if you're trying to figure out the time, or no, you're trying to figure out the distance. No, wait. You're trying to figure out the speed that we're going, because we have the distance and we have the time. So you're dividing the distance by the time. So if, oh, well, because time does move quicker, so that means it's taking you more time to travel this distance. That's why your speed is going to be lower. That's what I'm thinking. I think. I could be doing that wrong. But anyways, the thing that I'm trying to say is that I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's interesting that no one sleeps in this game. Like, there's no one just relaxing, chilling, sleeping in bed. What am I trying to say? Like, if you were to compare in-game time with real-world time, then these people are staying awake for weeks on end, since you never see them like change posts and stuff. Like, clearly the Warrior of Light never sleeps. Well, I mean, unless you consider going into an in room and then logging out, and then you see them lay in bed and then they're not doing anything until you log back in. But in that case, they're sleeping for like months, depending on how long it is between gameplay sessions. Like, if you're talking about the week that I take in between streaming, 7 days, if in-game like 1 hour is a day, that's like 24 days per day times 7. That's like 168 days per week, which would be, what is that, like 5.5 months? Something like that. Yeah. My little Popato goes into a little Popacoma in order to get his rest for the whole week. And he stays up for like an in-game week. Well, no, not an in-game week. Like half of an in-game week or so. Like 3 days or so. I really like the music when I'm in this area. It's very spooky and ambient. I'm curious how much lore there is to this area. Like if there's some reason why I was gonna say why it glows like that, but like auditorily glows. You know what I mean? Hums. That's the word. Yeah. So you haven't been on in years. Um, it's been at least 3 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks since you've been on, because it was like the day that 6.1 dropped, and then it's been like at least 2 or 4 weeks or so from then. I don't actually remember, but it's been a little bit. Alright, so now that I'm here, Isambard, do you have a quest for me? No, you do not. Of course you do not. That dude is still just chilling there. Alright. Yes, aha, I knew it! That's why I kept coming in here, cause there's a quest in here. Talk, 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 rendezvous at the place. I gotcha. Finally. Yeah, what did I say? It was like 168 days per week. So 2 weeks, 320 days, almost a full year. And that's even if my math is correct. It might be more, it might be less. But if you were gone for like 3 weeks, that would be over a year. 4 weeks would be about 2 years. I think 5 years. I mean, 5 weeks would be hitting the threshold for an official 2 years. But again, I'd have to double check the math. So I don't think it's exactly one day per hour. Something like that, though. I think. Maybe it's 2 hours? I don't know. 2 hours per day, something. Because it's like 1.5 seconds per minute. I think. I don't know. Alright, let's go behind this guy's back. I probably should have equipped my armor. And you know what? I'm in the invisible city, and there's just a bunch of zombies around me. So let me just quick change into my gear so that I'm not under-geared for this little quest here. Lord of the Inferno! And I've actually got, in my opinion, a very interesting trivia secret that quite possibly no one has possibly ever discovered. It coming up soon. Okay, that music's kind of loud, but I'm sure it's fine. Oh, I don't have my, whatchamacallit, I don't have my AoE yet. Let's just fight you. I don't know if it actually matters who I'm attacking at this point. I mean, I know it matters like if I'm attacking the main dude, because the main dude is going to have a lot of health. And is it loud for you, or am I just speaking loud now because it's loud in my ears? I think I need to like lower the volume on my headphones. Do I do that? Yeah, okay. Fight these bruisers. Get them out of the way. High chant Hatsug Cha. Haha. Let's fight you. Punch, punch, punch. How long will you last, I wonder? Because, oh yeah, by the way, Ungust. He's a total traitor. Yeah, he's over there. Can I wish I could go over there and punch him. And, oh yeah, I can actually get kind of close. Can I climb up that? Nope. Okay, and there's a dude here. What's your name? Amalja Halberdier. You do not look like a bird. I believe the Ixels are a little bit more birdier. Yeah. Anyways, Amalja Ranger. You do have range, but you're like, unless you're attacking that guy. If you're attacking the other guy, you were like right in his face. Another Halberdier. Let's see. Game audio is a little quiet normally. Okay. Because it is loud in my ears. In my ears. That's what I was trying to say. A little funnily. And again, I know I mentioned this before, but the Amalja do look really cool, in my opinion. I think it'd be really interesting to have, like, if not a character, like a playable character, to have, like, a retainer, or even kind of like the trust system, or the duty support if I could have allied Amalja to join me, like a companion, like a chocobo. Not the mount chocobo, but the companion chocobo that fights alongside you. That would be really cool. So I'm going to totally skip this cutscene. Sorry to cut you off, dude. I'm sure your traitorous deeds were amazing. However, at this point, I had already known that I want to do this, like when I was planning this whole thing. I knew that I wanted to do this, first person, no HUD, and if I was going to be having someone join me for a quest, or for a dungeon, or a trial, or something, that I would need them to be here, so I can just, like, invite them manually, or something. So, I mean, clearly, none of these people are fit for combat. Like, you guys were, you had your chance, and you totally lost it against the Amalja. But, if you go talk to this guy, the Flame Pirate, listen well. These waters feed into the marshes of Drybone. A short swim will see us to freedom. However, if all of us attempt to flee, we are likely to be discovered. You alone must sneak out and assemble a rescue party. Once you have one free, seek out our comrade stationed at Drybone. He will show you the way back here. May the 12 speed your way. So you can leave this area. Literally everyone could just swim away. I know he said that, oh, you'll be discovered and stuff, but like, you can just leave. You can just get out of there. And where am I exactly? I'm actually right near where I met with Thancred. Right outside Camp Drybone. So like, if you were playing this game before the Duty Finder, or the way that I am now, where you have to like invite people manually, or you would like to invite people manually, you could just leave, go over to Camp Drybone, and be like, "Hey guys, I gotta go fight Ifrit. Come over here, follow me back to over here." I think. Oh wait, how do I get back? Because I can't just do that. Is there a guy up here? Or I did not think this through as well as I thought I did. I think there might be a guy back in Drybone that takes me back to Ifrit. I just gotta find him. Yeah, that'll be fine. I totally didn't just waste the next like 30 minutes trying to talk to people. Let's see. Let's see. There should be someone down here that I can talk to. Keep an eye on the Amalja. Hunter Scholar. No. Do I talk to someone in here? Do I talk to... No, not you guys. No one in there. Now, I know I can just use the Duty Finder, but I really want to... Aha! Is it this person? Because they have that icon? You mean to go back and rescue our comrades? Yes! Haha, I knew it. I knew I could find it. Alright, so now we're back in Zanrak. And entrance with a party of NPCs. Alright, now, theoretically, all of these people should be someone that's like over here. But that's fine. We'll get over it. I'm level 27? Really? Wow. Interesting. Alright, to the Bowl of Embers! And I shall punch this primal, his stinky little face. I do kind of want to watch this cutscene, but I also am not going to, because that's not what we do here. I do love the way the environment looks, like the sun. And would you stop getting in the way? I'm trying to, boy. All right, let's just fight Ifrit. One or more party members are new to this duty. I wonder who. Couldn't possibly be me. Alright, so I'm gonna need to punch this guy real hard. And then I need to keep an eye out for when I need to keep an eye out for the nail that drops down. They might say something, like it might show up on screen somewhere. That'd be interesting if it did. I should also be paying attention to my positionals, and again, I completely forgot about my Steel Peak item, or not item, whatchamacallit, my ability. Let's see, have those markings on the ground changed at all? Well, that one didn't. Let's see, just trying to keep an eye out for the nail. I know he does say something, and it's when he's about half health. I should probably keep an eye on the ground as well, for when he does that explosion. Let's see. Should be dropping the nail soon. Surrender thyself to the fires of judgment. That sounds like a infernal nail. And punch and kick and punch and kick. Would be nice if I remembered which direction my positionals were supposed to be in. But it's fine. It's fine. Do not have that one learned yet. There we go. And now I can build up my my Steel Peak. And oh, can I hit him now? Okay, cool. Oh, but now he's on invincible. Let's see. Now he is invincible. No explosions. I know those explosions are kind of hard to dodge, especially if you're a caster and you want to greed that last second of AoE, or not AoE, greed that last second of casting and trying to not get hit by the AoE. He should be almost dead. Well, okay. In a normal fight with normal people, he would have been almost dead by now. But considering, you know, who I'm dealing with here, that being me, and my suboptimal monk gameplay, or whatchamacallit. Ooh, did I get hit? Yeah, I got hit by that. Suboptimal pugilisting. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit longer. Because he usually only does that ground thing once. The one where it does like the 4 big hits in the middle, and then the what's it called? The hits on the outside of the arena. He usually only does that once, and then you can quickly kill him right after. But it's fine. Angry boy. Who are you? You didn't even do anything. You're not even here. But anyways, yeah, good work, everyone, except you. You weren't here. Love the look of that. I was gonna say moon, but I mean, I guess it's the moon in front of the sun, right? Is that what's happening? I don't know. Whatever it is, looks cool. And then that's it, really. Just what else? Talk to this person. Good old Thancred over here. The realm's problems will solve themselves. I should have read a little bit more. Thank you. Did amazing, I'm sure. Now what? I should probably return to the Waking Sands. That sounds like a good idea. Definitely won't take me like 10 minutes and then realize I'm not supposed to go there, so I need to spend like another 10 minutes going somewhere else. I'm sure that's not what's going to happen. I'm definitely supposed to go to the Waking Sands right now. Yep. Totes my alt goats. I'll go back to the Ul'dah first, and then take that to Vesper Bay. It'll be a little easier than having to run by myself. Probably. So yeah, that was it for it. I remember hearing that when Ifrit first came out, like when the game first launched and stuff, or this version of the game first launched, that it was relatively difficult to fight Ifrit, and there was like a guide on how to beat him. And I'm not sure if they changed the mechanics and made him easier or simpler, or just the like the actual battle mechanics in terms of your stats and which moves you have access to and stuff. I'm curious how different that was when the game first launched. I'm sure there's someone that has that information. I'm just not sure exactly where to look for that information. It would be really interesting if there was any footage of what it was like back then to fight Ifrit when it was new. Because I remember hearing that there used to be like guides for how to beat him when like obviously I was playing suboptimally in multiple ways and had NPC allies and we were able to do it. So first try even. Not even that big a deal. So I am curious how different that would have been. I wish there was a way to go back and do that. Because, like, sure, you could do, like, level syncing or minimum item level, that kind of thing to make it a little bit more difficult for yourself, but the way that combat itself worked was very different back then, so you can't really have the same legitimate experience. Even as far back as Stormblood, I think there are some jobs that have changed so much since then that it would be difficult to get the exact same experience. Pretty similar, for sure, because by then it would have been a little bit more streamlined and modern, but yeah, this game has changed a lot over the years. And I can only somewhat speak that, like, I only have somewhat authority in that sense, because when I first played the game, I think it was during Stormblood. It might have been during Heaven's Word. I'm not sure exactly, but I don't remember what year it was. I think it might have been the first Yokai Watch crossover event. That was like when I first played. So I don't know exactly what year that was. I think it was 2016? Yeah, I think it was 2016 in October, the first time I played. So if the game initially launched in 2010, was a massive failure, 3 years later it launched A Realm Reborn in 2013, I think. And then 2 years later, Heaven's Word 15. 2 years later, 17 would be Stormblood. So I think I did start playing in Heaven's Word. But I only played for like 2 weeks. Like, it was a packed 24/7. I am playing this game non-stop for 2 weeks, but it was still only about 2 weeks. Like I said, I was playing a bunch of alts, so I was not making a ton of progress. I don't think I got a character past level 30, because I was doing the free trial. So back in my day, when I first did the free trial, it was only for 2 weeks, and you could not play up to level 60 with no restrictions on playtime. Like, it was not the free trial we know of today. It's actually quite a while from then till then. Like, I think it was only in 2020, maybe 2020 or 2019, that they changed the free trial to be up to Heaven's Word, no restriction on playtime. I really want that mount. Actually, that just flew by. The big Paiseth, or however you pronounce it. I think it's really cool. It's a really fantastic idea for a mount. But it's on, I was gonna say the eShop, the 14 Mog Station shop. But anyways, what I was gonna say earlier was back when I first started playing, I was playing as a bunch of different classes, but I kind of tried. The one I specifically remember the most was White Mage, and how you had the cleric stance, where it was like you activate it to deal more damage and heal less health, I think, or reverse, where it was whether you have it on or off determines on if you deal more damage and heal less, or deal less damage and heal more. One of the two. So it was an interesting thing to have to think about. I know that as a tank, I'm pretty sure it was the Marauder that had an ability that got you aggro. Like essentially the tank stance that you know of today was a Marauder exclusive ability, but after you've learned it as a Marauder, you could then put that skill on your Paladin or your Gladiator because of the cross-class skill stuff. Like the roll moves, like what would it be? Low blow, addle, lucid dreaming, swift cast, stuff like that. Those used to be specifically specific to certain classes, that after you leveled those up, you could then put those jobs on other classes of a similar role. Okay, so now, at this point, 99% sure I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to go to the city-states and listen to their Calamity remembrance speeches, because they need to, remember the fallen and the people that they cannot remember quite literally, like the Warriors of Light. Their memories have been erased due to the Calamity, which again is like a whole story that is, I think, amazing. I'd talk to Tataru. Tataru. Blah, blah, blah. Impeccable timing. Yeah. So I do kind of want to unlock Halatali just so I can gush about how much I enjoy Halatali. And you know what? Since I'm here, I'm actually just going to take the boat to Limsa Laminsa and then go to that one first. It'll be so much faster than going all the way back to Ul'dah. But what was I saying? Was I in the middle of something? Yeah, skip the cutscene. I don't know. That's not been very important. I will... What time is it? 2:26? I'll probably go to all the ceremonies. And then go back to the Waking Sands, pick my Grand Company, and then I will get my Chocobo. And then I think there's like 1 or 2 quests after that or something. And then I'll probably call it a day for this stream. Because then my next goal will be to get to the next dungeon. And that shouldn't take too long, as long as I know what I'm doing. This is a really cool outfit. Is this, I think that's like the scholar outfit. Is that? What is this? This is the academic's cloak. Yeah, or coat. So yeah, that's the scholar one. It looks really cool. Good job. Good glamour. Yeah. And of course it's in Limsa Laminsa that they have all the cool glamour. I should run! Sprint! Sprint, I say. Alright, what was I gonna say? I'm just doing a few more quests, skipping some cutscenes, of course, like I do. And then I'll be able to get my Chocobo soon. Because I think it... Well, no. I won't spoil it, like I always do. Yes, place your bets now to see which Grand Company I am going to be joining. The answer may surprise you. However, it probably will not actually. Well, I mean, if you know anything about me, which, I mean, there's only like one person that's watching this that actually knows anything about me, that knows which one I will probably choose. But place your bets. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing a reason why I probably shouldn't choose the one that I'm thinking of choosing, and I should probably choose another one for a different reason. Now I am thinking about it. I thought I knew which one I was going to pick, but now I'm not so sure. Let's go to Gudania. Then we'll finish this in Old Da so that I'm closer to Vesper Bay, although I could just go on to the airship and get back to Limsa Laminsa, then go to the Arcanist Guild, and then take the boat to Vesper Bay. But it would be easier just to go to Ul'dah and then take the Chocobo up to Vesper Bay. There'd be less button inputs and such. Excuse me. Now let's see. See, this would be one of those situations where I was gonna say not to brag, but this is like the opposite of brag. Not to complain about, not to complain about not having any viewers. But this would be a great time to put a poll, and then have people guess which Grand Company I'm going to choose, or have them decide for me, because I may or may not know which one I want to choose. I know which one I'm not going to choose, but then I'm debating between the other two. For a couple of reasons, but I'll explain that decision after I've actually made the decision, so as not to spoil the fun for those who do want to guess this way. Let's see. I really just cannot help myself when I whistle. Of course, it's always funny to hear the very brief amounts of voice acting right before I skip the cutscene. Now, back to the airship. Away! Away, I say! Go sprint! How long is this cooldown? Sprint! No, okay, fine. I'm already at the door anyways. And I know I mentioned this before, but I would really love for them to update these starting cities to make them one singular area. It would be interesting if they actually tried to, like, actually redo the map rather than just add the intermediary areas. If that makes sense. I think that'd be kind of interesting. Now, yeah, sprint. I'm getting tired of all this talking and running around. It would be funny if after I get through all the way to all the way to the end of Realm Reborn and start Heavensward, at the very least the end of the base of Realm Reborn, it would be interesting to do like a speed run where I just try to see like how far can I get in like 6 hours of streaming with the HUD, and like maybe with people joining me for any like dungeons or anything if I can make it that far, and just see like how much faster could I do this when I know what I'm doing and can see what I'm doing, and using fast travel. That'd be interesting. To the hustings strip. And then that should be it. Yeah. You know, there's another thing that I want to do before this stream is over, and it involves the place that I end the stream. Yeah. Nothing cryptic about the way I said that. Alright, destination, waiting. Skip. Does anyone can say anything? No. No dialogue in that skipped cutscene. I mean, obviously in the actual cutscene there is dialogue, but in the little bit that I see from having skipped it, there's not. So, what's the fastest way to get back down there? I think this way is the fastest way. I love that you can just jump down there. And I was really lucky being on the right side that I wanted to be at. Let's see. I should be able to go down here and get to the Chocobo Porter. Right through here. Like, if there wasn't a loading screen, I could have seen where they were. Because that's another place where they could get rid of a loading screen. I was about to say quite easily, but I don't really know how easy it is. Like, I think the biggest hurdle, in my opinion, as someone who doesn't actually work on video games, the biggest hurdle to trying to redo these maps is remembering there are so many quests, main scenario or otherwise, that require you to interact with things on these maps. Like, I'm sure the behind the scenes type of raw data look at these maps is just incredibly complicated because there are, like I said, so many quests that interact with things in these cities. I feel like Ul'dah in particular maybe might be the most packed with how many class quests start there, how many quests are just involved with going there and doing something. A lot of the main scenario quests is there. Crafting and gathering quests are there as well. Like, it's not just the physical map that you walk around in that would have to change, but then also all of those quests that have to be changed. So I'm sure it's no small feat to redo something like that. And it could theoretically cause a lot of bugs with all the quests not working quite right. And then any cutscenes that feature that area might need to be redone, depending on how different it looks. So I'm sure it's a much bigger hurdle than people might give it credit for. That being said, I'm glad that moving forward, it seems like they're not trying to make cities that are so huge and you need to go all over in order to do the things that you want to do. Like in Stormblood, when they created Kugane, I think that was intended to be like, hey, we don't have PS3 support anymore. We can go all in and just make a massive city, and oh, look at that Paisa. And just make a massive city with these super tall buildings and this magnificently large floor plan that has you running from one end to the other just to show off how big the city is, and it's not with any loading screens, or it has no loading screens. So that's a bit of a spectacle that they get to show off because they're showing off. But then Crystarium in the next area, in the next Shadowbringers, it's a lot, well, not a lot smaller, but it feels a bit smaller, and you don't have to go all over to do everything, I think. Could be wrong about that. But then definitely the main starting area for Endwalker feels much smaller. I don't know the specifics on how much smaller, but it definitely feels a lot smaller, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to whatever the next starting city is, and hoping that it's not another Kugane in terms of size. The Endwalker one is quite good, and I'm avoiding the name for like spoiler reasons, not for forgetting what it was called. Obviously, totally for sure. Just trust me on this. And then we never saw her again. Kind of, not really, but you know what I mean. All right, okay. I was like, wait, are the quests gonna pop up? So, I'm now level 28, I think, and I need to pick one of these 3 grand companies. I will say, right off the bat, The Maelstrom, I will not be joining because two things. When you get to the city, Limsa Lominsa, in order to get to the Maelstrom Grand Company, what are they called? Is it the Maelstrom? Yeah, the name of it is the Maelstrom, I think. In order to get to their Grand Company area, you have to take the Aetheryte to the place that you're going to, and normally that's fine. It just takes a second for a loading screen, but if I'm not using Aetherites, I don't want to have to run all the way down to the Aft Castle, Aetherite place to get to the Maelstrom. So I don't want to deal with that. That and the Limsa Lominsa itself is a bit difficult to traverse, and I don't want to have to go do the quest that I'm going to be doing after picking this and having to go to where I need to go if I choose Maelstrom. Obviously a very small complaint considering it's a very long period of time that you're choosing your Grand Company for. But anyways, that's enough of that. Now, either the Twin Adders or the Immortal Flames. I will say something that my wife was pointing out and discussing with me earlier. My background on my computer is an image of Gridania, because Gridania is my favorite starting city, which I mentioned earlier in this series. I really like the aesthetic of the forest and the trees and stuff. Not a big fan of bugs, but there's kind of bugs everywhere, so I can't really fault Gridania for that. And I do enjoy the Twin Adders in general. I do think it could be a good idea because soon after this decision, I'm going to have to go back to Gridania to do the rest of the MSQ. And that sounds like a good idea for a reason why I should pick Gridania. However, I don't really have any Chocobo Porter spots in Gridania yet because I haven't been going there for MSQ and stuff. So having to go to the spot that I need to in order to do the next step in the quest, not very ideal. The Immortal Flames, while I'm not as particularly fond of Ul'dah, I don't think it's terrible, but not to the same degree as Gridania. It's much bigger and harder to navigate than Gridania, and of course not to speak of Limsa Lominsa. But the Immortal Flames also, similar to the Twin Adders, which I didn't mention earlier, when you teleport to Ul'dah, which I'm just now realizing I don't teleport, but still, point stands. If you do teleport to Ul'dah or Gridania, the place for the Grand Company is very close to that Aetheryte, and you can just kind of walk there. You don't need to take the Aetheryte to another location to get there. So that's a big plus on both of them. However, again, I'm just realizing that I'm not going to be teleporting, so that point is a bit pointless. And I'm already in Ul'dah, or not in Ul'dah, but like in Thanalan right now, so it'll be a lot easier to just go straight to Ul'dah. Now, of course, that being said, the Maelstrom and Limsa Lominsa is a very short boat trip away, so that could have been a little faster, but for the most part, I'm going to go with Flame Officer. So whoever guessed that I was going to join the Immortal Flames, good job. Good for you. You guessed it. Now, of course, joining the Immortal Flames does not increase my reading comprehension one bit, so I don't know what he just said. I'm assuming I have to go to the actual Immortal Flames place, like the Grand Company area place. I don't know the name of it. I don't know what you would call it. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the Immortal Flames. I just need to talk to the Chocobo Porter, and then possibly for the last time. Well, actually no, not for the last time, because I just realized the problem with my thinking. I was gonna say because I need to go. Nope. Nope, I did it again. I need to hire a Chocobo Porter, go back to Ul'dah, and then talk to the people of the Grand Company, and then I need to go right back to Horizon to get close to where I need to go. I was thinking, oh, I'm already yawning. I was going to say, I was already thinking I'm right by Horizon, and I know that's where I need to go, so obviously I should just pick Immortal Flames and then be right there, and it won't be any issue. And then I just remembered I need to go all the way back to Ul'dah, and then come back over here to Horizon, which is not the worst thing. Again, I can just use a Chocobo. But had I been in Gridania, would have had to go all the way to the East Shroud, and like the east of East Shroud, which would take a while. And then if I was in the Maelstrom, I would have had to go to the east of Middle Lanasia, I think that's where it is. I'm actually going to mute myself for a second. Okay, so I'm actually going to be ending stream. Don't worry, nothing bad, but a phone call that we were waiting for came early, like quite a bit early. So once I get back into Ul'dah, I'll go up to the inn room and then call it quits there. So the thing that I was going to mention, the secret thing that is in the inn room, maybe I'll just start up next stream with that. Instead of doing it this stream. So, let me just get in here and then make my way to the inn room. Real quick. So I won't be doing the Grand Company today, or the Chocobo, because I need to end stream. But I will be starting off next stream with that. Next week. I might be a little busy next week. I don't know exactly what time I'm going to stream. It might be an early stream even. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Making my way across town. Running fast. I'm a Popato. Let's see. Good old Otopa Patopa. Otaba Potaba? I don't know. Anyways, that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you.